The Fine Art of Small Talk by Debra. Chapter 4. The Importance of Body Language and Listening. So now that you've learned about the talking part of a conversation, it's time to move on to an equally important aspect of conversation: listening. The problem in many conversations is that our human brain can take on much more information that one person can realistically divulge. This causes us to become distracted in conversation. When this happens, we begin to listen to other conversations, think about what we are going to have for dinner, and even drift away into our private thoughts. Oftentimes, we drift too far, and suddenly we've missed something important. Have you ever been having a conversation with someone and become frustrated when you feel as if they aren't listening? What is that person doing that lets you know they aren't listening? Maybe they're looking away, looking on their phone, crossing their arms, or exhibiting behavior that seems as if they're uninterested. That's because nonverbal communication is significantly more important than verbal communication. In fact, Ray Birdwhistle estimated that in a normal two-person conversation, verbal components carry less than 35% of the social meaning of the situation, while nonverbal components account for over 65%. For instance, when 8-year-old Nicholas comes home from school, he excitedly begins to tell his dad about his great day at school. He explains everything that happened that day, including painting a cool picture of the mountains, playing soccer in gym class, and scoring a goal. Meanwhile, Nick's dad is reading the newspaper. So Nick states, "Dad, you're not listening to me." His dad then proves that he was listening by repeating everything Nick just said. Nick, unappeased, says, "No, Dad, that's not it. You're not listening to me with your eyes." Even though Nick's dad was indeed listening, Nick felt minimized because he didn't have his father's full attention. Nick wanted more than just his dad to hear him. He wanted to feel connected, that his dad was invested. He wanted to feel validated. This is why it's important in conversation to be aware of your body language. You might be listening, but when you exhibit a certain behavior, like looking away, crossing your arms across your chest, putting your hands on your hips, fiddling with jewelry, or even glancing away from the person who is speaking, you give the impression that you are uninterested and don't care. So what should you do instead to make the person you are talking to feel connected and validated? Some positive body language cues include leaning forward, maintaining eye contact, relaxing your body posture, facing your partner, and nodding and smiling. By exhibiting these cues, you are showing your speaking partner that you are involved and interested. Of course, body language is just part of the conversation. You should also aim to use verbal cues to let the speaker know that you are fully engaged in the conversation. These can be anything from brief comments to open-ended questions. For example, simply saying, I see," while nodding your head can be a cue that you are engaged and listening. When appropriate, you can use other verbal cues to transition to another topic. Saying, "That reminds me of," or blatantly asking, "Do you mind if I change the subject?" can segue into another topic while still validating the person you are speaking to, allowing you to keep the conversation going.